Now we are ready to officially do the cast off, get this thing off the loom. So you want to take your working yarn and wrap around your loom 1.5 to 2 times. That's to give you enough string to do this cast off. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to pull the yarn through every other stitch on the loom. You can pull it up, I got that in, up through the bottom, down through the top. It doesn't matter. So I'm putting the working yarn behind. As long as you just do the same way. I'm pulling mine up through the bottom like I'm doing a purl stitch. And then I go behind. Pull that through. Oop. There we go. Work all the way around the loom. At this point, you can take and all the loops, I'm going to leave this one on here just because this is where the string's coming from, but all of the loops that you went through, which will be every other stitch, you can actually pop them off the loom if you would like. Now, watch this. Like, you tighten it up. You're going to see it start pulling. Now, we are going and picking up all the rest of the stitches. I'm going to skip this one right here and do this one. And then, see, now you'll be picking up every single stitch, and you can take them off the loom as you are picking them up, or you can wait until you have them all wrapped or all done and then take it off the loom. If you find you are working the cast off and you don't have enough yarn to go all the way around, then you do want to pop off the stitches that you've worked, and then you can just tighten this up. Just make sure you don't pop any stitches off. But you can kind of tighten that up and get some more yarn to work with. And see, I'll just go ahead and pop these off as I work. Because these stitches, they pop off very, very easily. You just want to make sure that you catch them all. You don't want to accidentally miss one and then it get popped off, because then that stitch will come undone all the way down through the project. So if something like that happens, you want to catch the stitch and put a stitch marker or something on it to keep it from getting worse. Okay, well, this is one I'd already done. And here's my last one. Oops. I can get this out of the way. And now, I'll zoom in some so you can see what's going on here. You're going to have 2 strands that are going to tighten up. And what will tighten first is that first round we did. So if you can see, only one round is tightening. But we want to watch, because we don't want that to just tighten up and then have all these loops like this. So what I do is, got to get it to pull that inner one. So I kind of tighten it and stretch it out, or you can put something there to kind of tighten around and pull against. You can see how some of these are. See how that's looking? Once you get it tightened up about as much as you think you can from this direction, we want to pull the string to the inside to finish the hat up. So that's why you want to make sure the hole doesn't close off completely. But if you look, there's a ring and here's a ring. So there's actually 2 separate rings going around. I pull that through, flip the hat inside out, and you can kind of see them a little better there. But I'm going to hold on to that for a moment, because see how a lot of those are tightening up more? You want to make sure you do not pull this so tight that it breaks that strand. You break that strand, it's not an easy thing to pick up and fix. But I take, at this point, you can use crochet hook, tapestry needle, anything. But I take the strand and I'll run it through a loop. Got that strand, then you pull the working yarn through. Pull the working yarn through. See how long that is. And then you kind of pull that tight. It makes a little knot. Because you don't have to have a huge knot. See, there's the one round and there's the second one. You don't need a huge knot to hold this in. You just make your little knot, and then I take my crochet hook and weave it through a few. I don't need that much yarn. I just need a little bit, just a few inches. You can weave it through to where it actually follows along the stitches and matches them perfectly. Honestly, the way this is done, nobody's going to notice. And this is what you do with all of these. You weave them through. I just weave them through with the collar that I'm working with. And then I kind of stretch it some. Oops. I stretch it out some, and then I snip it off. I leave a little bit of a tail out, but I snip it off so that will stay in place. Now let me move. Let me zoom all the way out. And here is your completed hat. Like, how stinking cute is that? I love this pattern. I like the collars. I like the texture. You got a good bit going on. And if you're newer, you do your knit stitch, you do your purl stitch, and then you have your bobbins, and then the flat top cast off and collar changing. So there's a lot of things for someone who is just learning how to loom knit. This is all I got for this pattern for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget the PDF, video links, and blog link all in the video description below. Thank you guys for watching.